thank you for all of you to be here today, to be with us on this presentation that I will make with my dear colleague and friends, Vincent and Guillaume from Chomarat and Arkema. So we will talk about sustainability in the composite and in the marine industry. And a good way to summarize this presentation is the fact that it starts with a really strong adventure with these two companies. So I will make the introduction related to Beneteau to give you a bit more of an insight on what we apply in our company. And I will let the clever aspect to my colleague. So when we talk about Beneteau, we have three main activities in Beneteau. We are making boats from 6 meters to 24 meters. We are in 4 different markets: the deboating industry, the real estate, the sail monohull and sail multi-hull, and we have 9 different brands. But we are also working on some boating solution. So we are including some digital solution into our boat. We have some financial aspect also. And we have some activity in the charter industry and in the boat club. And maybe some of you are not aware, but we have a third division in our company that fully focused on the housing division. We are the first in Europe in terms of mobile home, with the 3 different labels that you can see on the slide. So to summarize in few numbers, when we talk about Beneteau, we make 1.5 billion revenue. We have 22 plants, and we have more than 8,000 people working for us. If we look at the world map, you can see that we are obviously a company coming from France, from Vendée, sorry. But we have some of our plants that are abroad, in USA, in Poland, in Italy, in Portugal, and also a small office in Asia. So the main target of Beneteau is to bring pleasure to our customer when they go on the water. So if we have a motto to keep in mind, it's really to bring dreams to water. But to do so, it was quite easy in the past because we had only to focus on aesthetic part of the boat and on functional aspects. But today we have also to take into account the sustainability. It's something extremely important. So we have implemented a policy, a new policy into our company called Be Sustainable. And we are focusing on 3 main pillars. One is on our people, so it's called Engage Crew. The second one is to make profitability, but in an ethical way. And the last one is to focus on the preserve the ocean. So it's all the technical aspects related to our product. If we focus a bit more on the preserve the ocean one, we have 4 different steps inside this pillar. We need to work on the resource aspect, on the way we produce our boats, on the way we use them, and the end of life of our boats. So if we focus on the composite, it's obvious that it will be on the resource aspect, and we will go a bit deeper into that. So the best way that I find to summarize the composite topic is really to take the life cycle assessment related to this material. So when we talk about composite, we need to take into account the CO2 emission related to the resource that we use, the ways that we process the material, the ways that we will produce the boat, the ways we will distribute it, the way we use it, and the way we will dismantle it at the end. And for the composite, sorry. But anyway, for the composite, you will have a strong impact if you work on the composite by working on resource, the way you will manufacture it, the way you will distribute it, and the end of life. So what did we do? In the past, we had open molded system and closed molding system, sorry. So for the open molding system, we worked on reducing the styrene amount into our resin. We also work on including some natural core into our hull. So it's balsa. It comes from an FAC system. So it means that every time we use some balsa, we put back some plant to reforest. When we can't use balsa, we use foam, but it's recycled foam. And we now, and Guillaume and Vincent will explain a bit more, now we introduce some new material into our boat from the resin to the fiber. If we talk about manufacturing operation, obviously we need to stop to make open molding system. So we are really trying to increase the fact of using infusion, infusion. With Chomarat, we already work on using and stopping external draining system and including some internal draining system like J-flow. And to reduce the energy consumption, obviously we mold our system at room temperature. We never use some post-curing. Distribution, I will go quite quickly on this topic. We only work with European supplier, and when we try to find some new alternative solution, we fully focused on France. And the best way to summarize all this new solution is this boat that we have been exhibiting at the end of 2022 in Paris. So it's the first 44 that has been made with Elium, and Guillaume will give more data about it. So we made the hull and the deck with this material. All the small parts were made with the biosource material. The aeroco on the top was a new material based on FSC label also. And the motors that we put on it was fully electrical. So now, if we go on the fiber aspect, I will give the hand to Vincent to give more information.
Thank you, Erwan. Good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to make a quick presentation of Chomarat Group. Chomarat is a family-owned group founded 125 years ago. We are organized around 3 business units. One is construction reinforcement, coating and film, and the division which concerns us today is composite reinforcement. In this business unit, we use a different type of fiber as glass, carbon, natural fiber, also basalt, pararamide. And with this fiber, we produce different type of reinforcement as woven, NCF, multi-axial, tape, and braid. In this division, we have been working with Beneteau for more than 40 years now, and we have also a long partnership in development with Arkema for different topics. Chomarat is around 1,000 persons in the world, including 400 persons in France. We have also plants in the States, in China, and in Tunisia. Over the last 2 years, we have developed a strategy based on responsibility and sustainability according to the 6 pillars that you can see here. We are also certified ISO 50001 and 40001. Natural fiber reinforcement. Chomarat, since many years, has used flax, mainly at the beginning for the ski industries. Over the last 2 years, we have developed a specific range based on natural fiber as hemp and flax. So we can use this fiber alone, or we can combine them with carbon, glass, basalt, according to the whole technology that we have in our production as woven, multi-axial, braid, etc. And for that, we have created a specific range named Terra. With Beneteau, since a bit more than 1 year and a half, we have developed, and now it's starting in production, we have developed a complex where we combine glass and hemp. The main benefit of this product that we have done for them is to give a very regular and nice surface aspect to the parts that Beneteau produce. Also, this product is able to be used in infusion for all the parts for Beneteau. And as Erwan said previously, Beneteau use the glass hemp complex associated with the G-Flow, which is a well-known product for the infusion. The objective for Beneteau and for all the supply chain was to reduce the carbon footprint. And Erwan will explain that a bit later. But the way to reduce also the carbon footprint was to create a very short supply chain between all the partners. Indeed, the hemp is coming from Vendée in the west part of France. The product, the reinforcement, is done by Chomarat also in France, and the finished part by Beneteau in Vendée. So here we have made a product nearly 100% in France. Beneteau is going to produce 30,000 parts a year with this reinforcement, mainly dedicated for parts like seats, covers, doors. Maybe.
So it can sound just a small step, but when we talk about Beneteau, when we implement that on what we call non-structural part on our boat, it's already 30,000 parts per year. So it's the equivalent in volume of 200 boats. So it's quite huge. And we added to these new fibers some biosource resin. And so at the end, we managed to reduce by 11% the CO2 emission related to this small part. So it's the equivalent of removing 1,500 cars on the road. So it's a first step, but it was quite a huge step for us to put in place.
So beyond this specific development that we have had with Beneteau, today we are really focused on the development and the use of the recycling fiber, the recycling glass fiber in our product range. This means that we will have to work to study how can we use our internal waste coming from the dry fabrics that we produce in a first step. Then in a second step, to use the dry fabric coming from the waste of our customers, and then also to use the glass fiber coming from the composite part after receiving a treatment like pyrolyze. We are also part of a collaborative European project named MC4, but this project is a bit more focused on the carbon recycling. In the other business unit of Chomarat, we are also working in some projects internally or in partnership with other companies to recycle the PVC or the TPO in our product range. This development is very exciting, and it's a big challenge for us, Chomarat, but also for all the composite industry. And we will succeed if all the composite industry is involved in that subject. Because first of all, we will have to find a development and the industrialization of chemical thermal recycling process. Then internally, we will have also probably to adapt, to modify, and maybe to make new investment to use the glass, the recycling glass. Then also our customer, as Beneteau, we probably have to design the parts taking account and taking care of the recycling fiber. Then the resin producer, as Arkema, will have also to modify the resin for the use of this recycling fiber. So really, we are confident to succeed, but once again, it will be possible if everybody in the supply chain is involved at the right level. So I pass the micro to Guillaume.
Good morning. So my name is Guillaume Cléda. I'm the Global Business Manager for Elium Resins at Arkema. And at Arkema, we are very busy the few past year to develop with my team and our dear customer and partners the Elium resin, which is a liquid thermoplastic reactive resin. So it's thermoplastic resin in order to enable some new recycling strategy for end-of-use parts. And really the focus on these developments was to design our dream resin to enable different recycling strategies. So today with this new type of resin, so Elium resin, this liquid acrylic thermoplastic resin, we address mostly 5 markets today. Wind turbine blades, to make wind turbine blades recyclable and truly recyclable. Sailing boats with customers like Beneteau that adopt priorly this technology. Pressure vessel, many kind of pressure vessel, even if one of the main development focus today is the styrene of hydrogen for clean mobility. Building and construction. So the idea is to use thermoplastic composite to make mostly portrait profile, to reinforce concrete, or for window frame profile, or solar panel profile, and make them easy to use, easy to process, and again recyclable. And the last business that we address is a casting process to make very nice-looking, long-lasting equipment for houses. And then we are very keen on collaborative development with partner and customers. Of course, today we highlight the partnership with Beneteau and Chomarat today, but also I have to mention one other project we carried out a bit earlier. We start a bit earlier with the same kind of partnership for the wind industry together with various partners. So mostly Elium Wind Power, Owens Corning, Suez, Engie, and Technical Lab, Canoe, and IRT Jules Verne in France, in order to complete the full supply chain to enable the recycling of the thermoplastic wind turbine blades. From the raw material with the glass fiber and the resin, the user that redesign and process the material to produce the blades, the user of the blade, NG, with all their specification to be sure that what we develop as a material, as a turbine, as a blade, is fulfill correctly their needs. Suez to manage the dismantling and end of life of the material, and to close the loop, to recollect the material to make new resin again, and also to recollect the glass fiber at the end of the process in order to make new glass fiber or textile. From this experience, we were ready to serve properly Beneteau in their development for the boat industry. And basically, what we enabled with the Elium resin is the opportunity of 2 new options for the recycling of composite material. So first one, really a focus for mass market, is the chemical recycling. The Elium resin is one of the only polymer pretty easy to depolymerize in order to collect the original monomer from the resin. So for this kind of process, we need to pyrolyze the resin at fairly mild temperature, about 400 degrees C in absence of oxygen. And under this condition, the polymer is naturally unzipped without any addition of any chemical, any solvent. It's a very straightforward process. And under this condition, the separation between the resin or the matrix and the reinforcement occurs. So we can collect separately the fiber and the resin. The other option for recycling Elium composite is basically well-known mechanical recycling, compounding. So from your stream of waste, with or without sorting, you can start to compound even with low amounts of material, from few hundred of kg of waste, can compound the material and find some domestic application for the compound you generate from your own wastes. For more detail, don't hesitate to visit our booth, all 5 V30 9. And now let's
To conclude,
and present the new product that's
yeah, just to
developed at
give
Beneteau.
a bit more about some perspective related to Beneteau. The second application, I've shown you that the first one was a proof of concept on the first 44 in 2022. Now we go on an industrial scale. So the second one will be a Mini 6.5 that is done for the event, the Arch, that will be setting up in June in Saint-Nazaire to promote the sustainability in the marine industry. So we made already in Nantes 3 Mini with Elium, and we will go ahead on this application. And we started yesterday the third application. So it's a 30 feet boat called Sunfast 30 OD. So that's a collaboration that we are making with Multiplast, and we will also make this boat with Elium. So it's the beginning of a long adventure all together. Thank you very much. If you have any question, don't hesitate. We have still more than 3 minutes. So thank you very much.
No question? So we have been clear enough? Yeah. Yes?
Hello. Just asking what are the limitation in terms of requirements of load on the materials during the.
What are the limitations with?
What are the aim of the strength for your material? What are the solicitation, in fact?
Okay. If you talk about the resin or for the fibers?
No, on the boat.
Okay. We have a lot of flexion, and we have a lot of sharing on our boat, and we need a strong. We have some traction also. So we are in terms of mechanical properties. We have a strong need.
Mainly fatigue. So,
yeah, we still have also. But the fact is, it's for that we took a bit of time with Arkema to check that the resin was really having the same properties than the polyesters that we are currently using. And we can confirm that it's exactly the case.
Yeah, we started with a pretty long testing phase in a development, just to be sure that the resin meets all the requirements for the boat production. And also, before presenting the resin to Beneteau, we consult most of the current standards regarding the boat industry and the different certification on the market for the European market, to be sure that we put on a Beneteau's table the right resin with the right performance for the purpose.
And regarding the fiber, obviously we still need to keep a lot of glass fiber into our boat.
Hi, I just had a question. So you talked a lot about recyclability at the end of life of your products. Do you consider repairability of your pieces, of the pieces you're making?
Yeah, of course. Just about the recyclability, to be very clear, what Elium is enabling is both the recyclability of end-of-life material, but also directly from the production waste. Because all the rest of resin, the plastic tubes to distribute the resin in a mold and so on, can be recycled as well. And we start the implementation of the recycling supply chain with this stream of waste right now, and we don't wait 20 years to take care about the recycling. Okay, so that's the first point. Then I don't remember exactly your question, I'm sorry.
I was asking about the repairability.
Yeah, repairability. Yeah, it's also a good question. So in the product range, we also include resin solution for repair directly in the workshop. If there is a small defect in a workshop that can be repaired directly before the delivery of the boat, so we have the solution with homogeneous material. Then with our own racing team, so we've seen also some picture of Arkema's boats. We had some failure of the boat on a race, and the boats were repair with a very conventional strategy, even with a thermoset resin if needed. So it doesn't change that much the repair of the boat. And the same for wind turbine blades. We test a lot of blade the few last year. We broke some and repair with as well Elium resin system or even epoxy resin system as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank you very much.
Thank you.